Hey everyone, here is your two-step problem, homework 5. I'm going to go over this quickly. We did it in class, but this lets you check your work or clarify anything if you are confused or forgot to put anything on your page and you need to make it match. So here we go. Directions, write operations or hints above each hint word or phrase. This is like doing our hint sort except for on paper. So 4 times as many as, you should have written 4x or 4 times. Left means subtract. 4 pink and 3 blue, circle and, put a plus sign, draw your leashes to the 4 and to the 3. Share equally means we are dividing. How many more means we're going to subtract. Each or per means multiply. Difference means subtract. Join means add. And means add. Twice as many, that is 2 times, multiply. Split into 4 groups means we are dividing. And lost, we are going to subtract. Now that we reviewed our hint words, we can put that into practice by trying to solve a problem. So, directions say, show your work and solve each problem. Number 1, there were 6 buckets of rocks. I'm going to underline 6 buckets. Each bucket, I know each is going to mean I'm going to multiply, had 4 black rocks, underline 4 black rocks, and 3 white rocks. I see that word and, so I need to circle it. Put a plus sign and draw my leashes so I don't lose the numbers. A leash to 4, a leash right here to 3. How many rocks were there total? I know total can mean add or multiply, and that makes sense because my hint words are telling me to multiply and to add. So for operations, I'm going to put times, I'm going to put plus. I see that I have 1, 2, 3 numbers and 2 different operations. That's telling me you're going to do a 2-step problem. So I draw my line down the middle. But I have to decide what I need to do first. Just because multiplication comes first in the problem doesn't mean that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to visualize what I have. There are 6 buckets of rocks. My 6 buckets are holding something. Whatever is holding something is going to be the groups. So buckets is going to be my groups. The rocks are in each bucket. So my rocks is my in each group. Now I have a number for groups, 6 buckets. I don't have a number for in each group yet. So I can't do groups times in each group to get my total for multiplication first. My in each group is going to come from adding my 4 black rocks and my 3 white rocks. So I'm going to have to do that first. So I'm going to start by adding, and I'm going to put 4 R for rocks plus 3 R for rocks is going to equal 7 rocks. Make sure you write out the word 7. Now I labeled rocks as being in each group. So there's going to be 7 rocks in each group. This is not my final answer. That's just how many rocks are in each group. I need to know how many rocks there were total. So now I move on to my next operation, multiply. And multiplication is set up like groups times in each group to get my total. The groups came to us in the problem. It said there's 6 buckets, so 6 times in each group comes from what I solved over here is a 7. I know 6 times 7 equals 42. Don't forget your label, 42 rocks. This is how many rocks there are total, so I can circle it for my final answer and check my question to write my sentence. How many rocks were there total? There were 42 rocks total. Don't forget to put a period. And we're on to our last one already, number 2. Let's underline important info. Harper and Lila decided to put their pumpkin collection together. So nothing too important here except we know we're talking about Harper, we know we're talking about Lila. We don't need to circle this and put a plus sign because there's no numbers around it. So we can just leave that go until we see important numbers. Keep reading. Harper had collected 14 pumpkins and Lila collected 10. This and is important because there's numbers on either side of it. So I circle it. I know and means add. I'm going to draw my leashes 1 to 14 and 1 to 10. Don't forget to underline who collected what. So Harper and 14 pumpkins, Lila and 10. They decided to share their pumpkins equally with 4 friends. Share their pumpkins equally tells me that I'm going to divide and 4 friends. How many pumpkins did each friend get? Each friend get, that sounds like in each group. Okay, so I see for operations, I see plus, I see divide. I'll write that for my operations. I also see I have 3 numbers, 14, 10, and 4. So that and 2 operations tells me 2-step problem. So I divide my workspace in half, but I have to decide what I'm gonna do first, add or divide. So to decide, I have to decide if I have parts or groups or totals. So here, 14 and 10, I know I have 2 parts here. Share their pumpkins equally with 4 friends, and how many did each friend get? I already have in each group. The pumpkins is what's in each group. The groups are my friends because my 4 friends are holding the pumpkins that will be in each group. So I am going to have to add first because I have a number for group, but I don't have a number for in each group for my pumpkins yet. That will come from adding 14 and 10. So 14 pumpkins plus 10 pumpkins equals 24. Make sure you write out your whole label with your answer. 24 pumpkins. I do not circle this because that's just how many pumpkins I have total. I need to find out how many pumpkins each friend gets after we divide them. So a division problem is set up total divided by groups equals in each group. My total number of pumpkins is what I just saw by adding all those pumpkins together, 24. My groups, the problem said I had 4 friends. I know my 4 friends are my groups because they're the ones holding the pumpkins. I have 24 divided by 4 equals 6. Make sure you label 6 pumpkins. Circle your answer because this is your final answer. Check your question. How many pumpkins did each friend get? Each friend gets 6 pumpkins. Period. There you go. Great job, everyone. See you later.